We had a quad amputee here whose family didn't want him to join the Navy, wasn't happy with him doing it, and the poor guy, was very badly injured. He's a quad amputee, and they turned around and said, well, you really drew the short straw, didn't you? Your fault, you joined up. What do you do with someone like that? And then he has nowhere to live, and he has no money coming in. But luckily, he was here. We only have two, which is the single amputees.
Get around, huh?
Sometimes they do, but very, very, very rarely, because they would rather use crutches. If something does happen, then they'd rather use crutches than a wheelchair. You give them everything. Yes, everything. This, as I say, this particular guy is slightly different. He doesn't want anything because he feels bad that he has to come back.
It's amazing they do their own laundry.
Oh,
they do everything.
Well, who do they think it's going to do it?
I know.
They don't do it.
What's that?
At a certain point, because if they gain or lose weight, they have to get new prosthetics because it changes the way they fit.
Variance are they a lot?
Probably maybe 10 pounds.
Really?
Not much at all.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very little.
As we were saying, Sandy Lemcooler is a Navy wife and was literally just volunteering up at the hospital, up at Balboa Hospital. She got in the elevator with a couple of Marines. One had lost his arm, and the other one was an amputee, a leg amputee. And she got into the lift and said to these guys, "Okay, guys," it was close to Christmas. And she said, "What do you need? What is it that we could provide for you that you need?" "Oh, nothing, ma'am, nothing. No, we're fine, we're fine." And Sandy, being Sandy, presses the stop on the lift. She's, "Okay, we're not going anywhere until you tell me what it is that you need." So these two Marines are probably cowering in the corner by then, thinking, "Oh my God, who is this lady?" Amputated arm said, he said, "Well, personally," he said, "I know what all the guys with arm injuries would really like. There's this fancy razor that dispels gel at the same time as you shave. You can use one arm and everything." She said, "Cool, that's all I needed." So she goes down to the commissary, finds these razors, and they're $80 each. So she goes, "Well, okay, I'll buy 4 or 5. I'm happy with that." But this was at the height of a lot of guys coming in. She said, "We need to do more than this." She thinks, radio station. Okay, so she types an email to this radio station and says, "Do you know there are guys up at the hospital that need these XYZ and everything?" Anyway, she gets a phone call at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the radio station said, "We'd like you to come in and speak." And she went, "What do you mean, come in and speak?" "Well, come and tell us your story." So she thought, okay, I can go and talk to the guy. And anyway, when she got there, they wanted her to go on air. And Sandy's going, "I'm not going on air. I've got nothing to say. What am I going to say?" They said, "Just tell us the story that you've just told us," like that. So she went on air and she told the story. And within 22 minutes, they'd raised $68,000. And at the end of it, Sandy's like, "What am I going to do with all this money? I just don't know what to do." And at that stage, Rick Roberts was there, and they said, "We're going to start a foundation." And that's how it started. She had no experience, she was a military wife that had time on her hands and was passionate about helping guys coming back from the war. So that's how Warrior Foundation came about. 5 years ago now, they found this property. And the idea was that there would be somewhere where the guys could transition. We wanted somewhere that was their piece of home, that was totally separate. They could close their door, and that was their little piece of home that they could love and hold on to and have somewhere to call their own. 3 years ago, 10 days before Pearl Harbor Day, Sandy, just out of the blue, got a phone call from the landlord and said, "I'm going to sell it and I've had an offer." And Sandy's like, "Holy Moses, don't do anything. I'll come back to you." And in 10 days, she raised the money to buy this. In 10 days. And we signed everything over on Pearl Harbor Day.
And we do have, on each of the little cottages, we do have a plaque. And...
Cool.
Ta-da! And this is our Silver Star Cottage.
of iServe, I'd like to present a check for $10,000 that we raise outside of our lending to the VA program that John McDade runs for us. We also have a letter for you.
Okay,
And
thank you.
we also have, looks like $620 additional money that was raised on behalf of the employees of iServe.
Wonderful, thank you so much. This is awesome. Thank you
And
so much.
Thank you for what
I want to say a couple of things. This is absolutely amazing and mind-boggling to me that as Americans we don't appreciate it. And I'll tell a quick story. It was 2003. Vince and I were at the NCAA March Madness in Las Vegas, March of 2003. And we had a cabana outside one of the hotels, and we're drinking Bloody Marys. And on the TV, the U.S. was just going in, and they were carpet bombing, I guess, Iraq. And after hearing this and listening to all this, as Americans, we're so disconnected. We don't appreciate it.
Right.
And what you're doing here is tremendous. And I, as an individual, would like to contribute an additional $5,000 to your foundation.
We appreciate all your help and all your assistance. That's amazing.
And because we are all volunteers and it doesn't go on salaries or anything like that. This does go directly to the guys, and your generosity is
It's generosity.
fabulous.
This is just overwhelming. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
no, it is. It's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you
It's
so
very
much.
nice. Thank
Yes.
you for what
Ralph,
you do.
that is pretty awesome.
And we love the employees.
Oh,
Both at iDirect and iServe. They've just really gone overboard.
We should talk more because this is a great story. Absolutely
Wonderful.
great story.
I definitely agree, Ralph, especially for us with families in the military, like Mike. Three of my 4 brothers served in the Navy.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, it's very touching.